I mean, my mom went to college and was an educator, so I suppose she broke the she branched out into a different field than that. And but my dad, he went to college and was a brilliant architect and all these things, but he was a builder. He loved to build things. He was also a pilot and football player and stuff like this. But he loved to build things. So he had several different careers. He was an out of the box thinker. I think I take a lot after him actually. Anyway, um, and the story she shared was very interesting. Was, she picked up everything from her life and went from the east coast of Canada to the west coast of Canada. And I think it might have been her grandmother said, hey, you have a cousin. And I think she was on her way to north. The story is she was on her way to the Northwest Territory. And her mom or grandmother said to her, hey, you have a cousin in this town over here. Why don't you, since you're in the area, stop by and say hi? So, and she says that was the decision that decided the trajectory for the following decades of her life, was to visit him. So she visits him, and while she's there, she stops by this place called Manpower. I know about it because we have a place like that in the United States. It's like a daily work kind of it's like a daily work kind of paid place. And they find placements for laborers, but also office workers, stuff like this. Anyway, and the next day they call her and they say, "Hey, we have a gig for you up in so and so. Can you fly out tomorrow?" And then that's where she started her a whole new career in a completely different direction, um, all because she decided to visit her cousin in a town somewhere. And she's telling this story, and I'm realizing, this is how life happens. This is how those that choose not to just go with the flow with what everybody's doing, this is how our lives get defined. It's that one moment where we choose to zig when everybody else goes zag, right? It's that one moment when we choose to step out of the momentum of what everybody else is doing and do something differently. It's those kinds of choices that have the power to set the trajectory for the rest of our lives. Those kinds of choices right there, you know? So those decisions that we make that go outside the status quo, that go outside of the momentum that the most of the populations are doing, those are the moments that create those golden opportunities. Those are the moments. And they're not hard decisions. They're not. The hardest thing about the decision is that nobody else it's like, wow, no, I don't see anybody else doing this. I don't see anybody else thinking this is a good idea. That's the hardest part of the decision. The rest of it is just one step in front of the other, right? So it's not like you're carrying this burden of having to decide life or death. It's like, no, 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 no. It's a much simpler decision. The decision is to go this way when everybody's going that way. That's a much easier kind of decision because you don't have the weight of seeing where it's going. You just know right now you feel like going with the flow isn't going, or not the flow, going with the current of what other people are doing isn't necessarily where you want to be. And that's why this other opportunity is here. Like, so you can take that opportunity and do something different. I mean, I do everything my own way. And it can be kind of frustrating for some folks that, like things in a certain way. And it is. I definitely get some pushback sometimes. But I do things my own way because I need to. I have to. I'm here to upgrade and advance things and accelerate things. And status quo is not how that happens. You gotta do things that no one else does, or you're taking risks in certain ways. Um, and all of you, the indigo star seeds, you guys, this is what trailblazers do. We choose a different path to the momentum, and it's usually a pretty easy decision. Okay.